Imagine the following situation. Your boss sends an email requesting a meeting in 2 days, but leaves out any explanation. Immediately, anxiety rushes in like a wave. Your mind starts spinning. What did I mess up? Is this the end of my job? Over the next 48 hours, you can't help but replay every conversation, scrutinize every detail of your work, and imagine countless worst-case scenarios. Sleep slips through your fingers as your mind keeps turning over every possibility, and during the day, the tasks in front of you seem irrelevant compared to the growing uncertainty inside. The need for reassurance intensifies, and by the time the meeting finally arrives, you've already convinced yourself that disaster is inevitable. Then, in an unexpected twist, your boss offers you a promotion, praising your efforts and potential. A wave of relief floods over you, but it doesn't last long. Almost instantly, new doubts creep in. Am I ready for this? What if I fail? Just like that, the cycle of overthinking begins anew, and the peace you've just regained starts slipping away again. This scenario illustrates the power of overthinking and how it pulls us out of the present moment, trapping us in patterns of fear, self-doubt, and mental exhaustion. The reality is that overthinking often distracts us from the beauty and possibilities of the present moment, while keeping us anchored in a cycle of worry. Eckhart Tolle, in his transformative book, The Power of Now, teaches us a simple yet profound truth. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. It's through embracing the present moment, or the now, that we can break free from the grip of worry and reconnect to a deeper sense of awareness and peace. Living in the present moment is not always easy, especially in a world filled with distractions and pressures. But Tolle's teachings offer powerful insights into how we can shift our focus and reconnect with the now. In this guide, we will explore 6 clear signs that you're living in the present moment, rooted in Tolle's wisdom. These signs not only serve as indicators of your connection to the present, but also offer practical steps to deepen this awareness and transform your relationship with your thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Overcoming fear, imposter syndrome, and fog of war generated through emotional imbalances will just add the day's need of caffeine. To be fully present in the here and now means to be able to watch your thoughts without letting yourself get consumed by them. That is the first key sign. Watch the thinker is a mantra that Tolle uses to stress the significance of being mindful of one's own ideas. Realizing that you are more than your thoughts requires you to take a step back. The consciousness that underlies them is you. Saying to yourself, there's that thought again, when worry strikes, can help you deal with it better. Just by naming and noticing, you can put some space between yourself and the mental chatter. You might think of it like observing clouds in the sky without trying to track them. They don't define you, they're merely fleeting occurrences. When confronted with their own mental spirals, overthinkers frequently feel helpless. However, mastering the skill of observation might help you escape the rut of overthinking. With this self-awareness, you can see that ideas are just that, ideas, inaccurate, transient, and short-lived. They are not reliable. In her book, A New Earth, Tolle expresses her release upon realizing that the voice in my head does not represent her identity. What on earth am I? Whoever sees it. The initial stage in liberating oneself from the rut of excessive thinking is to cultivate this consciousness. Returning to the here and now and regaining control of your mental state is possible through practicing thought observation without identification with them. The second indicator is that you lessen the mind's influence in your life. When we let our minds wander to the past or the future, they might distract us from the here and now. A potent instruction from Tolle is this: the past has no power over the present moment. It tells us to let go of the past and stop stressing about the future. Even though there is only ever going to be this one instant, our thoughts are constantly racing with tales of the past or the future. By establishing limits on when and how you interact with your ideas, you can reduce their hold over you. By allowing ourselves to engage with thoughts on our own terms, Tolle suggests that we can tune out the mental chatter and reconnect with our thoughts. You may, for instance, give yourself 15 minutes every day to think. That is, to sit quietly and write down whatever is on your mind. Once the allotted time has passed, you are free to redirect your attention to the here and now. Tolle teaches that we shouldn't always have to bear the weight of our mental burdens, and this practice helps to reinforce that idea. You can always deal with the here and now, but dealing with the future is an entirely different story. And there is no need to try, he writes. You can regain control of your mental energies by limiting your anxieties to a specific time range. By doing so, you are able to keep your thoughts from getting out of hand and instead concentrate on the here and now. As time goes on, this practice helps one to calm their thoughts and fully immerse themselves in the here and now. The third indication that you are fully present is that you are able to redirect your focus from irrelevant or harmful thoughts to what is important. According to Tolle, we should not let our minds rule our lives, but rather use them as instruments. Your thoughts about it, and not the situation itself, are the main source of your unhappiness. Redirecting your focus is possible whenever you become aware that you are slipping into overthinking. Imagine your thoughts as channels on a television. You have the ability to change the channel if it is airing dread or worry. Change to a station that portrays appreciation, harmony, or beauty. For instance, redirect your focus to your breathing if you find yourself preoccupied with concerns about the future. As you breathe in, let the cool air reach your body and let it warm you up as you let it go. Take note of the minute details of the here and now, such as the sun's warmth, the soft rustle of leaves, or the feel of your bare feet on the ground. If you find yourself caught in a vicious loop of overthinking, try this easy yet effective technique. Shift your focus. When you are present, you can allow the mind to be as it is without getting entangled in it, Tolle says, providing a lovely explanation of the process. If you want to regain your inner calm and focus, all you have to do is bring your awareness back to the here and now. The capacity to give one's undivided attention to one's senses is a hallmark of a completely present person. The body, not the mind, is the vehicle through which one experiences the now, according to Tolle. Recognize the vitality that resides in your physical form, he says in The Power of Now, for it grounds you in the here and now, taking you out of your head and back to the present. Reconnecting with your senses is a great method to help you stay grounded in the moment when you find yourself overthinking. Pause for a second and focus on the feel of the cushion or chair beneath your feet. As you breathe in, let the chilly air caress your skin. Take the time to hear nature's sounds, such as birdsong, distant road noises, or the rustle of leaves. By engaging all of your senses, you can break out of your mind's repetitive patterns of thinking and focus on the here and now. Using your senses is a transforming and anchoring experience. Even in the face of adversity, it aids in recognizing the vitality and life of the current moment. Tolle says, the present moment is sometimes unacceptable, unpleasant, or terrible, indicating that the here and now isn't always ideal. What is. Be mindful of how your mind categorizes things, and how the act of categorizing itself, sitting in judgment all the time, brings you misery and anguish. Submerging oneself in sensory experiences allows one to disconnect from the critical thinking mind and establish a connection to the unfiltered present moment. When you do this, you give up trying to change the world and start living in the now. Even while you're in the middle of pain, this viewpoint change can help you feel at ease. Moving your attention from the mind's continual chatter to the core of your being, the present moment, is another effective method for overcoming overthinking. If used rightly, the mind is a superb instrument, Eckhart Tolle says in The Power of Now, but it becomes devastating when used incorrectly. When we give in to our thoughts and let them take over, we risk missing out on the joy and ease of the present moment, which can lead to overthinking. Redirecting your attention to the here and now, to your actions, emotions, and experiences, might help you break the loop of mental chatter instead of fixating on your thoughts. Being mindful of your ideas without associating with them is the key to making this transition. According to Tolle, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, but your thoughts about it. It is possible to free ourselves from the shackles of overthinking by practicing non-judgmental observation of our ideas, which commonly arise from dwelling on past mistakes or future concerns. When you find yourself caught in the shackles of overthinking, try shifting your focus to something more grounded, your breath, your environment, or even your bodily sensations. With this in mind, it can be helpful to question, what is most important right now? Alternatively, what is my true experience in this moment? Asking yourself just one simple question can help you recover from the grip of excessive thinking and get back into life's natural rhythms. Paying attention in the here and now helps you to relax and clear your head. Our fundamental principles come to fruition when we are fully present. People are not their ideas, according to Eckhart Tolle, but the awareness behind them. Re-establishing this consciousness allows us to see clearly the things that really matter. Isolation and the loss of connection with others are common outcomes of overthinking. To escape the rut of constant overanalysis and embrace a life of greater meaning, it is necessary to live with purpose and concentrate on that which is in harmony with our principles. Living a purposeful life is something that Tolle stresses in his book, A New Earth. When you are present, you access the power of now, which transcends the mental patterns of fear and desire. A life that is meaningful and stable can be yours when you focus on what truly matters to you, whether it's spending quality time with loved ones, relaxing, or doing what makes you happy. By removing the mental distractions that cause you to overthink, being in the here and now helps you to focus on what's genuinely essential. Knowing when to stop worrying and start doing things that make you happy is the last ability you'll need today. When intentionally employed, distraction can provide a brief respite from repetitive thought processes. Yet, according to Tolle, the greatest obstacle to experiencing the present moment is the mind's habit of dwelling on the past or future. When we let ourselves be too distracted, we miss out on opportunities to face our real problems and discover true, long-term serenity. Being fully present and facing reality as it happens requires the skillful use of distraction as a means to briefly escape from the mental shackles of overthinking. While it's true that idling away time in front of the TV or on social media might provide a temporary escape, doing so on a regular basis will only serve to further remove you from the here and now. Pick diversions that help you focus on the here and now and are in line with your values instead. When you do something creative, like painting, gardening, or exercising, you can lose yourself in the moment and find long-term reprieve from worrying. Take part in these pursuits to reawaken your sense of well-being and delight by re-establishing harmony with your physical self and the natural environment. The value of confronting problems head-on, rather than avoiding them with meaningless diversions, is another major theme in Tolle's teachings. For him, the pain that you create now is always some form of non-acceptance, as he puts it in The Power of Now. You may change your feelings, anxieties, and problems by facing them head-on with complete presence. When your mind starts racing, consider doing something that brings you joy, like going for a walk in the park, practicing mindfulness, or pursuing an activity that calms you down, to bring yourself back to the here and now. Get help if you need it if your overthinking is getting the best of you. Even though Eckhart Tolle stresses the need of being present and quiet in order to overcome mental issues, it can be helpful to have someone else's advice at times. Integral to Tolle's teachings are the practices of mindfulness and meditation, which have the power to profoundly reduce mental chatter and restore one's awareness to the here and now. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy and other mindfulness-aligned therapeutic techniques can help with overthinking management by instructing patients to simply observe their thoughts without getting caught up in them. Meditation consists of 3 parts: thoughts, assessments, and mindfulness, mind and body training. Similarly, Tolle stresses the significance of acceptance in her teachings. In his book, A New Earth, he says, "Whatever you think the world is withholding from you, you are withholding from the world." One of the most effective strategies to break the habit of overthinking is to simply be in the here and now, without attaching any meaning to what you're experiencing or trying to change it. You can liberate yourself from needless anxiety and mental strife by just accepting your present reality without trying to alter it emotionally or psychologically. Finally, being fully present in the here and now is an acquired skill. There are easy yet effective ways to break the habit of overthinking, which keeps us from living in the now and traps us in a vicious cycle of anxiety, uncertainty, and tension. Overthinking is a mental condition that can be replaced with presence, calm, and clarity through practicing self-awareness, directing attention to one's ideals, and participating in meaningful activities. To quote Tolle, "Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have." You can liberate yourself from the shackles of overthinking and live life to the fullest by committing to the present moment. Subscribing to this channel would be a great idea if you want to keep exploring on topics about being conscious, living in the present moment, or anything related to that. Reply with the word "now" in the comments when this message made sense to you, and if you want to continue growing in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like or sharing it with someone who might benefit from a gentle reminder to slow down in life and be more awake.